Good afternoon, boys and girls. I am Miss Carol-Leigh from the Hampton Bays Public Library. Thank you for joining me today for our Bubbles and Wands program. Today we are going to make some homemade bubbles, and we are also going to make some wands that we could blow the bubbles through. Okay, are we ready to go over our ingredients in our recipe? All right, so we are going to need 2 cups of hot water, which I have in this bowl here, a 1/4 cup of Dawn dishwashing liquid that I have right here. We need a pack of gelatin, and I usually get the Knox gelatin. It usually comes like 4 in a pack. I think you could find it in the baking aisle. If not, you'll probably find it right next to the Jell-O. But I'm almost sure you'll find it in the baking aisle. So we need 1 packet of that. And we need 3 tablespoons of glycerin. Okay, and this is vegetable glycerin. That's what it looks like. You could use any brand or anything. So we need glycerin. We need Dawn dishwashing liquid. We need hot water. We need a package of gelatin mix. And let's not forget, we also need pipe cleaners to make our wands with. All right, so let's begin. It's a really simple recipe. So we are going to start. I have a pitcher that I'm going to mix our solution in. Okay, are we ready? So I have a liquid measuring cup, and I'm going to measure out 1 cup at a time. So let's pour that in. Be careful because the water is very hot. And if your tap water is not hot enough, you could heat it up in the microwave. And that's what I did. I put it in the microwave just for a minute, just to heat it up. That's 1 cup. And now we have 1 more cup. There you go. Whoop, a little bit more. Whoop, a little bit more. Okay. So now we have 2 cups of water. I'm going to put the dish detergent in last because it gets very soapy and sudsy. And I want to be able to mix everything up real well before I put the dishwashing detergent. So next, I'm going to put my packet in and stir it slowly. Now, the granules are very fine, but you still want to mix it up very well. So once you pour that in, you're going to mix it up very well. And you're going to look at it, and if you see what I'm doing with the spoon, it kind of gets thick. So I'm taking the lumps and the clumps, and I'm pushing them against the container just to separate the lumps. And now you want to stir it until it's dissolved, which I am doing now. Stir it gently. Let me see, does it look like it's dissolved? It actually does. The water's hot, so it should dissolve fast. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to keep my spoon in there. And next I am going to do, we have a tablespoon measuring spoon, and we need 3 tablespoons of glycerin. So I'm going to pour 1 tablespoon at a time. Pour it in. That's 1. And we have 2. Three tablespoons of glycerin. Now I want to get it all in there, so I'm going to show you a trick. You just dump it in, swirl it around. This way you get all the glycerin out of the spoon. Look, my spoon is nice and clean. No more glycerin. We're going to put that aside. We used it already. We're going to mix it up. And now, last but not least, 1/4 cup of Dawn dishwashing liquid. Okay, so that is all mixed up. I have a 1/4 cup measuring cup. I'm sure you have that at home. If not, you could use the liquid measuring cup that I just used. And now with the dish detergent, you want to be very, very gentle and careful when pouring it in, because we're trying to avoid it from getting very sudsy, okay? So we're gonna pour it in, and if you notice, I am stirring while I'm pouring it, and I keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And again, I am going to dip my measuring cup in the hot water and get all that Dawn out of there. I'm doing it gentle so it doesn't get very sudsy. Now, while I'm mixing, I want to tell you, if you're doing this for a lot of people, you can double the recipe, you can triple the recipe, you can do whatever you want. So now, I know a lot of kids like to make super duper wands, like really big wands. If you decide to do that, you could triple the recipe, and you could pour it in a pan like this outside and have a lot of fun with it. Okay, but today I want to show you. So now our recipe is done. I'm going to put the cap on it, and I want to explain to you that this has to sit for 24 hours. You can't use it right away. It won't work. It has to sit and it has to settle for 24 hours. So if you make it at 11 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning, you'll do it 11 o'clock in the morning the next day. Stir it gently before you use it. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. I'm putting all my ingredients aside. And now we're going to move on to making the wands. So you want to take your pipe cleaners. Now, I want to show you something that I did. It's a little trick that I did with the pipe cleaner. I wanted to make a shape, and it wasn't coming out right. So I took a little beach toy. It's like a mold that you use in the sand. And I took my pipe cleaner, and I just kind of wrapped it around the edges. I don't know if you could see me doing this, but I am going to try to show you. So I have my pipe cleaner, and I'm just kind of wrapping it around the edges just to get the shape of the star, because I wasn't good at doing it myself. So you see how I have it wrapped around? You see it there? And now I'm just gently going to take it off the front, and I have a little bit of a star. You see that? Isn't it cool? So that's one idea. I'm sure that you could come across a lot of ideas. So that's my star. I am going to show you my finished star. Isn't that cool? Doesn't really look too much like a star because I was playing with it, but that's what I love about pipe cleaners. You could just sit there and keep reshaping it and reshaping it. You see? If it doesn't come out right the second time, just keep reshaping it. That's what I did. I also made a nice big one, just a regular circle, but you could be as creative as you want. All right, so I am going to take a little bit of my solution that I already made and had sit for 24 hours, and I'm going to dip my wand in and try to blow a nice big bubble. Let's see if it works. You ready? Let's try it. Look at that. How cool. So the bigger the wand, the bigger your bubble is going to be. Try it one more time. You got to press it in there though. All right, let's don't see it. I'm trying to push it down with my fingers. Ah, there you go. One more time. Oh, that one didn't work, but that's okay. You have all the time in the world to do it. Let's try our star. Let's see if the star works. I don't think the bubbles are going to come out shaped like stars, but we could always try it. Wow, it worked. Awesome. So now you have your own bubble recipe and you have your own wands. Listen, if you don't have pipe cleaners at home and you're coming to the library to pick up some books, ask us to throw some pipe cleaners in for you. We'd be more than happy to do it. And if you would like, I will post the recipe online for you, or I could print it out. And if you'd like again, just ask us for the recipe when you come here and we'll print it out for you. Enjoy your bubble recipe and enjoy your bubble wands and blow your bubbles away. Happy summer. We'll see you soon. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.